slapping situation.
Yeah.
It's like, because for them to be able to slap you again, you have not created a boundary. You have not, most times we feel like, oh, this person slapped me, I'm going to set, like, what's it called?
Boundary.
A boundary. I'll be like, you know what? We can still be hi, but that is it.
Okay, I see.
But I feel like, my understanding, like Jesus is saying, don't create a boundary. Don't harden your heart and say, okay, I'm not going to have this relationship again that will create an avenue for you to slap me again.
I see what you mean. Okay, so that's a practical way of trying to understand it. But what is the real message that is going to, let's say if you were to get angry and you slap somebody, you just slapped them, a really hot slap on one side, and then they say, oh, you slapped me? Okay, another side, slap. What do you think is going to happen?
The person who slapped you might realize that I didn't do right.
They will be shocked. They'll be like, wow.
And they'll be shocked and be like, I didn't do right.
In fact, they'll be even probably their conscience will hit them.
The way we respond to things really matters, even practically when you come to reality. The way you react. Okay, I'll make an example. For me, I had a confrontation with someone. I just kept quiet.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sorry. Following morning, that person did not sleep.
Oh yes.
I found out, oh, I'm very sorry. It's the way I reacted. Something came out. Just like, wow, I've never seen this in my life. You will expect, because the person really gets. If you sleep and you sleep, you wake up something that person.
Yes.
But if you sleep and you're like,
they'll be so. So that's the message.
Wow.
The message is to repay evil with good. That's what Jesus is saying. So the person forces you, and at that time, the people in Judea, they understood what it meant because they hated it. It was oppression. A conquering empire comes to you and they are forcing you and you have to do everything and they force you to carry a load for a mile. And then you say, it's okay, soldier, I'll go for another mile. And they know that your reaction should be to even protest and stuff like that and fight. They might say, no, they'll feel, but they'll be disarmed. Their conscience will hit them. So is that response to evil with good really makes you different because everybody is expected to react differently from that. And natural human reaction is to do what? Is to fight for justice. But what this scripture is saying is that, you know what? This emperor is oppressing you, is that right? Do not fight for your justice in the way that the world does, which is through aggression, through contention, through human power, and all those other kinds of things. Respond in what? In love. Respond by doing good. They don't expect you to submit because they're being unjust to you. Yet go ahead and submit, so long as you're not submitting to something that is contrary to Christ. Yet go ahead and submit. And you know what? This is how these believers behaved. And this is how they were able to conquer empires. And this is how God used them to change cultures. To the point that the Roman Empire that had so many deities, they abandoned all those deities. They abandoned their Dianas and their Madonnas and all those deities that had been there for years and years. All those deities had been there for a long time, for millennia or for centuries. But through the soft power. Now, sometimes as believers, we don't trust in that because it looks like,
foolishness.
Yeah, it looks like foolishness, and we've been intoxicated by world movements about, just now. Does it mean that Christians are not supposed to fight for justice? It's really talking about the methods. The methods that we use should make us different and stand out, things like that.
I have a question. So how do we fight for our faith?
Fighting for our faith. How do we fight for our faith? Is a good question. How do we fight for our faith?
Okay, fight for our faith in what way? Because sometimes you don't have to fight. Like we were talking about reaction. Yes, sometimes you have to fight, but sometimes they just have to see the way you react to things. It shows them that this person is different. This person is guided and led by something that is different. Sometimes it will even want people to know how you do your things, what makes you this different. Sometimes you can fight by your actions, the way you lead and live your life.
So basically, what we're talking about here is actually what it composes of fighting for faith. Because fighting for faith is not fighting for an organization. It's fighting to remain true to Christ. So if somebody is trying to make you react in a way that is contrary to the nature of Christ, fighting for your faith is remaining in the nature of Christ. So it's not fighting for an organization or some human establishment. It's fighting for the sanctity and the purity of what your faith is.
So fighting to keep your
true identity
without allowing any of the circumstances around you to change you.
Yes, to change you. So it's not, because we always think of fighting for faith as fighting for an organization, maybe as a church, as an institution. Don't worry, institutions can sometimes even be a disadvantage. The faith, as long as the faith is still standing. Many times institutions actually corrupt the faith sometimes. As long as you are true to the faith, the church is not a human institution. The church is not this organization. If we let's talk about this as a church, you know that this is incorporated as RCC Inspiration House Incorporated. That's not the church in the sight of God. So that thing that we have, there's a corporate paper, whatever, corporation document and stuff like that, that is not a church before God. The church is you, me. Not even this building is the individuals and the spirit that is in us that binds us together. So sometimes Christians mistake the church for the organization, and we fight for the organization or the social identity and grouping, but it's not the social identity and grouping, it is the spiritual grouping that is connected through the sacrifice of Christ, and which has ideals, and when we stand on those ideals and remain on them, we are standing for the faith. Yes. Because to be honest with you, if we fight for institution, let's say Canada was, let's say there's some political party that claim to be a Christian party, and all of them will fail you, by the way. Let's say that